AskReddit by Motor Personality 36. What's the most intense sports game you've ever watched or participated in? Toss up between 28 and 3 and the goal line interception. I'm old, so for me it has to be the US vs the Soviet Union Miracle on Ice hockey game on the 22nd of February, 1980. I was a young Minnesota kid who was growing up playing hockey, and there I sat on the brown-orange shag carpeted floor of our living room watching that game. Cubs World Series Game 7. Watching Super Bowl XXXIV, Rams v Titans. Rams led Titans 23-16 through the final minutes of the fourth quarter when McNair brought the Titans to first and amp goal in the last seconds. The final play left the receiver 1 yard short after he was tackled by Mike Jones in what has gone down in history as the tackle or the longest yard. The St. Louis Rams. 2017. Game 7 of the conference finals between Ottawa and Pittsburgh. Double OT. 2010 Olympic hockey. USA and Canada go into overtime for the gold. One of these games brings me immense agony whenever I think about it, and the other brings great joy. AD 21. The right person won the championship, but the wrong person won the race. Was about to say that. I started watching F1 in 2020, and was in for a ride in 2021. Red Sox v Yankees playoff game, the one with the iconic Big Papi homer and the police officer in the bullpen with his hands up. I don't even really like baseball tbh, but that had me glued to the TV. Cavs vs Warriors Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals. The final few minutes alone was so insane, and I was a neutral fan. The chassedown block is probably one of the wildest sports plays I've ever seen in real time. Easy. 2022 Football World Cup Final. FIFA without a doubt. A FIFA match between two alpha bros trying to impress the two girls watching was for sure the most intense sports game I have watched. College football game at my brother's college. Game went all the way down to the line and was only getting more crazy towards the end, with the opposing team crossing into the end zone with just seconds left, which would have put them 3 points ahead. I mean, it was a 4th and 1 play. However, the opposing team fumbled, and another player on the same team who was not the receiver on the play recovered the ball and ran it in for the touchdown. All the refs called for a hold while they broke out the official rule book. They spent a good 10 minutes until one ref was put on speaker. He announced that according to the book, the touchdown was only valid if the ball was carried into the end zone by the player who fumbled the ball, and he cited the rule. Crowd lost their minds. We won. Fans rushed the field and tore down the visitor side goalpost and dragged it across the field. Next game they. When I was a senior in high school, we finally beat our local rivals in football. They had waxed us the past 3 years, but that time was different. We played them tough and physical, something they weren't expecting. The game was close, but our running back punched in the final touchdown that put us ahead for good. I felt good that I was a part of the block that opened up the hole that let him into the end zone. Royal Antwerp vs Vitosha Sofia in the 1989 UEFA Cup, European football. Antwerp needed to win the match to qualify for the next round, but was 1-3 down after the regular playing time, 90 minutes. Fans started leaving the stadium. Antwerp scored 3 goals in extra time. CH 1989-90/Antwerp Sofia HTM. Racing, football matches, tennis matches. Spurs vs Ajax. Champions League semi-final second leg. Spurs going into the second half 3 goals behind and likely out of the competition. Enter Lucas Moura, a guy only playing because someone else was injured, and not highly regarded as one of Spurs' best. He played the game of his life in that half. Going into the last seconds of the game he had already scored 2. With the very last kick of the game he scored the third and sent Spurs into the final of the most prestigious club football competition on the planet. which we lost. Real Madrid vs Manchester City in the semi-finals of the 21/22 Champions League campaign. The best football match I've ever seen. The most intense sport I have ever witnessed is kindergartners playing outside. Villanova vs Sun 2016 College Basketball Championship. World Series Game 6, 1991. I was just a 10-year-old kid watching it on TV, but the whole series had been so tight and here we were in the bottom of the 11th inning. My hometown Twins are down 3-2 in the series and if they don't make something happen here it could easily be the end of the season for them. And then Kirby Puckett hit a home run that tied the series, which they won the night after. If I'd been younger, as I was when they won in 1987, or older, I probably wouldn't have cared as much. But for a 10-year-old, watching your hometown team win like that is just a core memory waiting to be made. WVU vs Louisville triple overtime 2005. Italy vs Germany 2006 World Cup. That was the match that defined the entire tournament with the perfect culmination in the last 20 years. I was fortunate enough to play major junior hockey in the mid-zeros. I was never a standout player but we had a playoff game going 2 OT and I got to play a good bit. We won on a deflected shot from the point. It was super intense and fun. I'm in the crowd watching this play, which won an ASPI that year. https://yahoo.be/5nt6hjqtjt8 ? Men's League Hockey 10+ years. Hunger Games.